Hello, welcome to my channel, The Hebrew Bible. This is Moses Gumadi, and in this video, we'll talk about the name Yehoshua. Yehoshua. In the book of Nehemiah, we read about Yeshua, the son of Nun. Yeshua bin Nun. You know, they were doing a Feast of Tabernacles, a Feast of Booths, which is Sukkot, right, in the days of Nehemiah. And it says, for since the days of Yeshua the son of Nun, unto that day had not the children of Israel done so. Yeshua bin Nun. So this is Joshua, because we know that the son of Nun is Joshua. But the name used is Yeshua. Yeshua. Now, the pronunciation and the stress especially is on the letter Shin here. Whenever you see the Hebrew text, if you see any cantillation symbol on a letter in a word, that's where you put a stress on the syllable. So the second syllable here, shu, is the stress syllable or a tonic syllable, and we pronounce Yeshua, Yeshua. So is a ain, not aleph would be pronounced as a, and ain as ain. Okay, so that's the reference to Joshua, also Jesus, Yeshua. Now, it comes actually from the word Yeshua, which means salvation. The only difference between this word and the other word is that there is a final hey letter, the kamatz hey. So this is a feminine form of the word. It means salvation, whereas this is the proper name. Okay. Now, let's go back to Joshua, the son of Nun. Right. So if you go to the book of Numbers, chapter 13, verse 16, Joshua's original name, or Yehoshua's original name, was Hosea. We read here, Elle shemot ha'anashim asher shalach Moshe lathur et ha'aretz vayikra Moshe leHoshea bin Nun Yehoshua. So here he says, these are the names of the men which Moses sent to spy out of the land, and Moses called Hosea the son of Nun Yehoshua. Yehoshua is pronounced, well, this is Hosea. Stress is on the she syllable. Hosea. Hosea. It means salvation. Again, like Yeshua in the feminine was salvation, and Hosea is also salvation. They are all related to the same root, Yasha, which I will talk about it a bit later. Now, Hosea was changed into Yehoshua. Yehoshua means Yeho or Adonai Yod-He Vav-He, he will save. That is what it means. That's the meaning of the name of Yehoshua, means Yeho will save. Right, so let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 17 verse 47, where in another couple of places as well, where this verb, now this is not a name, Yehoshia occurs, and it means saving, right? Or saving or saveth. If you see, this is the word, Yehoshia. The only difference is, instead of this chirik vowel, if you put kubutz, 3 dots, then it becomes Yehoshua. So essentially, if you take off all these dots and dashes, you know, the letters are the same, and this is a verb which means saving. Saving. It's clearly the name of Yehoshua is derived from this form of it, you could say, saving. In fact, this He letter, the second letter here, of course we read from right to the left, is not required, because there are other forms I will come back to that, other forms like without the He, Yoshia, which means the same meaning, which is basically, it's a verb, a hifil, imperfect, third person, masculine, singular form of a word. That's the word. But if you go back to Yehoshua, that is also he feeling perfect third person masculine singular verb. So essentially it looks like the use of Yehoshua in this verb is deliberately used to sort of show the prefix Yeho. In my previous video, right, which I will link below in the description, about the theophoric names, right? So the verb is now converted into a theophoric name by introducing this he letter, Yehoshua, which means saving. But again, it has a double meaning. Yeho saves. They all come from this word yasha, means to save. That's the root verb of it all. Now, let's look at another person in more than not only Yehoshua the son of Nun, but there's another Yehoshua son of Yehotzadak. Yehotzadak is here. We have Yehoshua ben Yehotzadak, Joshua the son of Josedek, the high priest, HaKohen Hagadol. So this is what we read in Zechariah chapter 6 and verse 12. Yehoshua ben Yehotzadak, Yehoshua ben Yehotzadak. So that's the stress there. Here is the stress. Stress on the shin, stress on the dalet. Okay, there is a stress everywhere. So these cantillation symbols have multiple purposes. One of the purposes is the stress. So you can find them in every word. Right, so Yehoshua ben Yehotzadak, HaKohen Hagadol, high priest. So this word Yehoshua means Jehovah saves. Okay, now the same Yehoshua, the son of Yehotzadak, is now called in the book of Nehemiah as Yeshua ben Yosadak. So they have shortened Yosadak, which is Yeshua the son of Yosadak. And so what I'm trying to say is that the word Yeshua and Yehoshua are both one and the same. And they refer to the same person in the case of Joshua the son of Nun, and in the case of Joshua the son of Josedek or Yehoshua ben Yehotzadak. In both the cases, Yehoshua and Yeshua refer to the same name. So they are, like you can say, replaceable. Now, let's go to the Septuagint, where the same verse which we saw earlier in the book of Numbers, chapter 13, where Hoshea's name is changed to Yehoshua. Here we read, instead of Hosea, Alsi in Greek, and for Yehoshua we have Yesun. So Yesun is Greek, and this is the same word used all throughout in the New Testament. In fact, the New Testament and of course the Septuagint uses three forms of the word, and this is the word that I showed you, Yesun, is actually this last letter new is added for the purpose of the case. The Greek has cases. The accusative case has this new letter added. New is like N, okay? And here this letter stigma is added at the end of Jesus, which is for the nominative, right? So the word Moshe becomes Moses because the letter S is added from the Greek nominative case. So essentially, the last letter here in the nominative and the accusative do not belong in the original. They are only added for the purpose of Greek grammar because that's what it is written in Greek. So therefore here, this form, Yesu, is the actual representation of the name Yehoshua. Yesu, which is of course dative, genitive and vocative cases. All three cases is represented by that name Yesu. This is how it is pronounced, Yesu. And why it is Su and not Shu? it's because there is no sh sound in Greek, only sa sound, and therefore they write Yesu, whereas in Hebrew it would be Yeshu, and the last ain sound, Yeshu, is how probably they would have pronounced, or Yeshua, or Yeshu. The last sound, right, is missing in Greek because they haven't got a word for it, the letter for it. Yesu, that's how it is pronounced in Greek. There is no j sound, Jesus. In fact, the King James translation in 1611 had IESUS, which means Jesus. In Latin it is written IESUS. It's pronounced Jesus. Today's English pronunciation, Jesus, is very recent, probably not older than 500 years. Anyway, of course, everyone says that. We're not saying that you should not say Jesus, but I'm just trying to inform you the facts. The fact is, the name is Yesu in Greek, and it comes from the Hebrew Yeshua. Yeshua, that's the name. Now, this name, together with the word Mashiach, which means anointed or Christ, as translated in Greek, occurs together in 3 places. Strictly 2 places, but 3 places. Let's see. Psalm 18 and 50, we read, Migdal Yeshuot Malcho Ve'ose Chesed Lamashicho. Here, what does it say? It says that great salvations giveth he to his king and shows mercy to his Mashiach. Yeshuot, Yeshuot, that is salvations, plural. Limshiach means to his Mashiach, to his anointed, to his Christ. So who gives great salvations? Of course, YHVH, Adonai, Yehovah. He gives great salvations to his Christ. We read in Psalm 20, Hoshea Adonai Meshicho. The Lord saveth, Adonai saveth his anointed. Adonai saveth his Christ, anointed. So this Yesha is again saving. This is the word. Right? That's the root actually. Root is Yasha. The inflection of it is Yesha. So here we have again the root for the salvation and the anointed. And if you see the last reference here, Psalm 28 and verse 8, Adonai oz lamo oz Yeshuot meshikohu. The Lord, Adonai, is their strength and a fortress of salvation. Umaoz Yeshuot Meshicho. Who means he. So, and a fortress of salvation is he for his anointed. So the Lord saves his anointed. Adonai, Yehovah, saves his Mashiach or his Christ. That's the doctrine we read in Psalms. If you read Hebrews chapter 5, there we read that when he was in the days of his flesh, he cried and prayed and made supplications to him who is able to save him from death. That's what is written in the book of Hebrews chapter 5. So that's the name. So who is saving? Who is doing the saving? The one who saves is Yehovah, YHVH. That's the name of salvation. Yehoshua means Yehovah saves. Thank you for watching. Please do like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and I will see you again in the next video. Thank you very much.